about my wedding planning and keep the focus on Helena. Coming out of the weekend, the third girl in our group, Sophie, was put into a group chat with two of the other bridesmaids. I thought that was strange, but she explained that she was representing the three of us for the early stages of planning so that the group didn't get too messy. Okay, weird. I tried not to read too much into it. Something to note here, Sophie actually started working at the same company as me during this whole thing, so from this point onward, she and I are working together every day, literally sharing a desk in a small office. We talked a lot. Over the next months, through the winter, I was growing more and more confused. Helena was still extremely distant, never having time to see us or me, and Sophie was sharing little tidbits from the bridesmaids group chat about planning the bachelorette, etc. In fact, I asked Sophie straight up numerous times if she thought I was no longer a bridesmaid. Every time she replied that she hadn't heard anything, that Helena hadn't said anything to her, etc. It was very confusing, but I tried to brush it off. Things finally came to a head at a party in March 2024. All four of us were there, and I finally had a chance to catch up with Helena. As we're talking, she said something to the effect of, "Oh, and the bridesmaids will stay on site at the wedding property," to which I replied, "Oh, great, do you think there will be space for my husband as well?" She looks me dead in the eyes and says, "Oh, sorry, I thought you had understood. You're no longer a bridesmaid." In my head, I am thinking, how would I have understood? You haven't said anything. But out loud, I just say, "Oh, no, I wasn't aware. That's really too bad. But it's your wedding, and I'll just be so happy to be there and celebrate you guys." I really said this. Clearly, I have no spine. She then goes on to explain that since her fiancé only has 4 groomsmen, she wants to make numbers even and only have 4 bridesmaids, her 3 childhood friends and Sophie from our friend group. So that means Frances and I are out because, well, you're going to be so busy planning your wedding, and Frances is pregnant. She had just told us a month previously, so I'm sure she will be too busy as well. I was shook. I almost cried. I felt like I had just been rejected from the cool girls table in the middle school lunchroom. It was awful. I left the party early and had a good cry in bed. The next day, I text Frances asking if she's heard anything. She's like, "Thank God you texted me. I learned the same thing last night, but from Sophie. She made an offhanded comment about the bridesmaids that made it very clear to me that I was not longer one. I don't understand. Literally a few weeks ago, Helena and I were discussing bridesmaids' colors. She hasn't said anything to me. This is so awful."